Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JKWD podcast. You're welcome here for the first time. If it is your first time, we appreciate you being here. Kelvin, what's going on, my friend?
Howdy. I'm having a wonderful day. I slept till 9:40 this morning.
Did you go to bed at 9:20 in the morning?
No, not this time. Not this time. No, I actually went. It was closer to 2-ish, I think. So I slept through.
Good. That's a full night's sleep.
Pretty close.
Our friend Camille would be very proud of you.
Oh man. Yeah, she would. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, it's not a trend. It's either go to sleep at one time and wake up 4 hours later.
Hey, it's not a trend yet.
Correct. I'll let you have that. But I will say that
what happens when you go to bed tonight?
Normally rested and ready to get up, even though sometimes I don't actually get up right then. But if I try to go back to, half hour later, I got no choice. The body's like, so what you going to do? Huh? You're going to sit there and lay there all day? You're going to get up. I want to move. In which case I listen to it. Because, well, bodies are like that. Yes, they are.
Yeah, no, I don't tend to lay in bed. Once I wake up, I just get up. I mean, chances are I got to pee anyway.
Not when I got coffee. Not when I'm drinking the coffee. You did that on purpose, didn't you?
You learned to.
You did that on purpose.
Yes, I spoke words on purpose. You learn not to drink coffee while I'm doing the intro.
But you think I'd learn. I'm smarter than that in many things.
Normally, since I have to pee anyway when I get out of bed, I might as well just stay up, right? So
there is that. Yeah.
From there I get up, and I've been, today we're recording on July 5th, and my meditation app says 35 straight days. So
awesome. I downloaded that app 2 weeks ago. I opened it yesterday. Haven't used it yet, but it's pretty.
It is.
And I haven't used my other one either, but I'm working on it. Actually, a lot of the meditation I do these days, when I do it in shorter periods, and I sit.
Good. Well, that's really the best. I've been doing an unguided meditation the last few days. Just, I do it on the app so that it times me, and I get that little dopamine hit of having it tell me I had another consecutive day.
Yeah, every once in a while I need a guided one just because I want to refocus on some things I may not be thinking. And I don't want to have to think about refocusing on them when I'm in it. So I'll let somebody tell me what I'm thinking about right then.
Right. But, and then I also like the loving kindness, everything. Because, there are some days when I wake up and I wake up unhappy to be up.
I wouldn't imagine that you.
Maybe
Josh Shear.
Maybe the baby was up, for 5 hours in the middle of the night out of the 7 hours that I had allotted for sleep. That happens. So I'll do a loving kindness meditation.
You do realize, of course, that she can read minds, and she knows when you're planning to sleep for 7 hours. So she's like, "We're not going to have that crap."
Right. Mm-hmm. If I set aside 7 hours for sleep and I can pull 5.5, I'm usually pretty good. It's when I set aside 7 hours and I can pull off like one or two that I know it's not going to be a great day.
Mm-hmm. She's having fun this morning. I see. We should have started the podcast right when we sat down.
Right, because she was in a good mood, and right now she's in that mood where I don't know why babies do this, where she wants food, but she doesn't want to have to take it in through her mouth.
Got it. I'm pretty sure that science will come up with a way around that soon.
It's like I like food, but I don't like the delivery system.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll be interested in that when they come up with it too. So we can transport this directly to your tummy. You can start the digestion system in just a few seconds.
So, speaking of getting stuff to your tummies, brought to you today by Kettle and Fire. If you want some delicious bone broth in your tummy, this is the place to go. KettleandFire.com. You're going to use code BetterHumanhood at checkout. They'll give you 10% off. You can try out their beef bone broth, their chicken bone broth. Looks like they got their turmeric flavor back for now. That stuff sells out all the time. They got some soups. They got other flavors. They got like a curry coconut flavored something.
I only found one of those in my local store.
Yeah, well,
I found one of the chicken broth ones, and I was like, "Oh, look, we promote these guys. Let's get one."
Yeah, and you can get them in your local store, but if you go to kettleandfire.com, they will give you 10% off with code BetterHumanhood and get it cheaper than you get at the store.
And they'll thank us because we told you about it.
That's true. So kettleandfire.com, code BetterHumanhood, check out for 10% off. And now we can go back to our conversation.
Let's play the music.
All right. Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go. Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Shear.
Happy day, Mr. Ringgold. I was going to say happy Friday, and then I was going to say happy Monday, because we record on Fridays and we release on Mondays. But, sometimes people listen on Wednesday. So it's a happy day.
Well, we can do happy whatever day we do it, because chances are not everybody's going to listen to it on the same day anyway. And they need to know that we don't sit there waiting for them to listen to this before we decide what day we're going to put out.
It's true. We know when it's coming out. So
and we know they're going to like it anyway. So, who cares what day it was? It's my world. I'm living in it. Yeah. Anyway. I must be awake today. I'm having fun. What's up with that? I got a question, Mr. Shear. It's been bothering me for a long time. Mr. Shear.
Yeah?
Where do ideas come from?
They're mommies. You were laughing because you knew I was going to say that.
Well, it was the other stuff I was worried about you saying. Well, we were just out there, and they popped up.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool, right? His ideas is kind of floating around in the universe, and you just reach up and grab them. Really, right?
Yeah, correct.
It's a matter of making sure they're yours and where they come from. James Altucher has this thing that he likes to call idea sex, and really that's what innovation comes from, right? It's a combination of things that previously existed, and you say let's combine those things and make them work together.
And then there's something else. Yes.
Yeah. He got chocolate in my peanut butter. He got peanut butter in my chocolate. Well, now we got peanut butter cups. That's idea sex. In that case, that was chocolate and peanut butter sex.
Uh-huh. I'm leaving it alone. Really, seriously. Just not even going to mess with that. But that is correct. And since Reese's peanut butter cups, so we're not sponsoring anybody who sells peanut butter cups, are we? All right, good. Yeah. Since Reese's peanut butter cups are one of my favorite.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
And also one of the things that I can't buy very often. That was a good mix.
Yeah.
That was a good mix. But if I have chocolate downstairs and I have peanut butter downstairs, I don't necessarily have to make my own. I can just get a spoonful of each, which is a whole other set of problems.
Yeah, you like getting do you get a Hershey bar or a Kit Kat or something and dip it in your jar of peanut butter?
I haven't done that. I have a bad habit of buying ice cream that has the two combined. That it's not quite a Reese's peanut butter cup, and unfortunately, it's refillable until the box is empty. But yeah, so yeah, that was a good idea, and that's not even quite innovation, is it? But he talks about idea sex. When you start thinking about stuff, I got a thing right here that says Picasso says everything you can imagine is real.
It's true. And Picasso is an interesting case in rules, by the way.
Oh.
Because he's famous for these weird cubist things, right?
Amen. Yeah.
But he didn't start that way. He learned, quote, the rules, unquote. And he was an excellent classical artist until he decided to be an excellent innovator. Same with...
And he certainly did that with his art.
Yeah, same with Salvador Dali. Him with the melting clocks and everything. He learned the rules of art before... He learned still life and all that before he got weird.
Mm-hmm.
Before he put weird stuff down.
So the term was innovate. No. No, got weird. No, I've seen it work. Yeah, got weird is good. Yeah.
Yeah. That works. Now, this is our 162nd episode. We've come up with a new idea every week for over 3 years. You've been writing Vitamin K for 7 years now? 8 years?
No, sir. It will be 9 years.
9 years?
Well, I guess so. 8 years, yeah. So it'll be 9 years in October.
So you come up with 5 new ideas every week.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Every now and then you grab an idea from the past and re-up it.
Revitalize.
Yeah, there you go.
Massage. Question.
Reframe, even. Yeah.
Good word. Love that word.
I like massage, but that's getting a little too close to idea sex. It's like idea foreplay.
Well, yeah. Speaking of reframing. Yeah. I was always wondering why we were friends. Yeah. But yes, I do. As a matter of fact,
because I cook good food and
good start.
Make you laugh every now and then.
I sat down last night actually with an idea for Vitamin K because I had promised a friend of mine I was going to do them like a week ahead of time, and it's pretty good when I can do that. But oftentimes when I sit down with an idea, as I start typing, another idea slides in. And all of a sudden, I'm not talking about what I started to talk about when I started typing. And those are the best times because idea sex, a variation of what or something that happened with what I was thinking when I started, showed up, and it became the dominant idea. And sometimes I don't really realize that until I'm finished.
Well, ideas beget ideas, right? So once you got the brain churning.
Biblical, isn't it?
And, yeah. Sure. And then you yeah, and sometimes it works out where you've got that idea that morphs into a different thing than you thought it was going to. And sometimes you start with one idea and you keep typing, and meanwhile you get a list of like 15 other ideas to
right
to use in the future. Because once you do the work, once you start doing creative work, things just start happening. Now, I think it was Hemmingway who, when he would finish writing, would stop in the middle of a sentence.
Would what?
He'd stop in the middle of a sentence.
Uh-huh.
And he'd do that so that the next day when he picked back up, he had a jumping point.
Ah.
So if you wake up and you're not sure what you're writing about today, you have a half finished, half started, you have the middle of a prompt to start from.
It's good. I like that. Let me see. How you spell Hemmingway? Just kidding.
We'll get it in the show notes. It means you'll have to come back and visit the website.
There you go.
You know where it is? jkwdpodcast.com. Okay.
I've seen it a couple times.
All right.
Yeah. I even tell some of my friends to go listen to you.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I've been meditating a lot lately. Every day. Oh, we talked about that. I'm sitting here looking at this. I'm looking at my show notes sheet, and I see the meditation app sitting here. Mm-hmm. We must have talked about that if we got that. So, taking that quiet time, mm-hmm. It is amazing just watching the ideas start to flow in. Mm-hmm. Just, hey, look, we can talk about this, and we can write about this, and there's this and that, and like, oh, okay. Sometimes you gotta stop the conscious thought to let your brain do its own work and tell you what's going on.
Yeah, but then you gotta interrupt it to write it down. Sometimes.
That
has messed me up. There was a time it was a while back where I had just you ever had these really, really good ideas come to you while you're in the shower?
All the time.
Right? So this fully formed concept, this whole started just flooding my head while I was in the shower. So like, crap, this is too much stuff to let go. So I had to turn the water off, get out, dry myself off, get a piece of paper, start writing as fast as I could before it went away, because I found that ideas like that are very transient.
Yeah.
They come in, they present themselves, they leave. I've had people say they go to other people. So it's like either you use it first or the next guy who gets it's going to use it. So
yeah, in the shower, on the toilet, it's when you're not thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
That the thoughts come. Right.
So, and I know that your friends have been known to ask you why you take a tablet to the toilet with you.
Well, it's nice having your phone with you everywhere because you can use the Notes app or the Voice app or the Voice Memos app.
That is true. That is true.
And then you've got people walking by the bathroom going, "Why is he talking to himself in the bathroom?"
They shouldn't have been in there listening anyway. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
Right. So
go back in the living room and eat some food. Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, it wasn't until I had a kid that I figured out why my grandfather started taking 20-minute bathroom breaks every time we were over there. I just thought that old people took a long time going to the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
No, that
she's hearing you, huh?
He needed a break.
Meditation time.
So he would go to the bathroom and
take a break.
Sit with his newspaper and when he was ready for the kids to be running around the house again. And
there you go.
That's right.
So I remember those days. It's been a while. You know, my baby's 35 now.
Yeah. Well, you got grandkids though.
That's true. The eldest of which, you see, this is a sidetrack. I keep telling people I'm 37. Sometimes they almost believe me, right? So, however, the fact of the matter is that my firstborn turned 46 in April.
Whew.
And, you know, strangely enough, that I didn't feel old about that. I mean, that wasn't making me feel old. I'm very proud of her. She's a magnificent human being. You know, she's doing a lot of stuff. She's raised 2 kids. Speaking of that, having a 46-year-old daughter, and I have other kids. I love them too, just saying, but this is a particular point here. Having a 46-year-old daughter was one thing. Having a 24-year-old grandson was a different beast. And I'm like, wait a minute. Somehow I added those 2 numbers together.
Are you gonna be great granddad soon then?
No.
Okay.
That's not
24 is
yeah, he is not.
That's of age. We'll put it that way.
It is, but his focus, as I understand it, has nothing to do with those activities at present.
Fair enough. I mean, I had my first kid at 42, so
yeah, he's much more interested in doing that computer stuff that he does, and programming, and being a geek, and understanding calculus and stuff like that. And girls don't seem to be, you know, his high priority right now.
All right. That's fair.
However, the next college course on what is that stuff? It has something to do with data, and he's a software engineer. He's a genius. Gotcha. That's the story I like to tell. I think my daughter's taking credit for that. I don't know why. But anyway. Yeah, so after I had to think about them for a while, I have to go back, and then they came to visit, right? And he's 6'1", so I'm short, so it's like even worse. So then I still have to, after they leave, I got to come back and go, I'm not old. I'm only 37. Shut up. Whatever's in my mind, no. So my body's going to be 37. The rest of me has existed before.
Well, look at it this way.
Yes.
If hair is any indication, you are 37 with a full head of hair. I'm 42 with no hair. That makes the most sense, right?
I'm going to go for that.
So if I got no hair and you got a full head of hair,
that's right.
Then you must be younger than me.
I'm gonna hang on to that, because, you know, perception is everything. Perception is everything. So when you and I are close to the same age, I can do that. But I'm not going to start calling you dad. So, you know. Oh, that's right. You're younger.
Yeah. Please don't start calling me dad.
Yes. So speaking of ideas.
That would be a bad one.
Yeah. But it would make people think, you know. So, but let's say you're sitting around and you really want an idea and nothing just seems to be showing up. You meditate, you got a good rest, you're breathing well, your body's functioning, but the ideas are still not there. Then what?
Then you get to work. Yeah, I don't know how you deal with this, but what I do is I sit down and I start writing.
Mm-hmm. I've done that.
And eventually what you're writing stops being garbage and becomes an idea. You know, sometimes you got to shake the dust off. And, you know, sometimes I start reading. You know, sometimes input can lead to good output. Mm-hmm. Right? It's a matter of, you heard the term content zombie?
Not recently, I don't believe.
Okay, so a content zombie is somebody who takes in a lot of information and then can spit back a lot of information, but they never put any of it into play.
Oh, got it.
So maybe you've read everything that Tony Robbins has ever written, and maybe you've read all these.
Are you about to hit me?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Maybe you've read lots of finance stuff, and maybe maybe you've read 400 books on how to get rich, and you can give back all the advice from those books, and podcasts and documentaries and courses and whatever else, and you never do any of it, right? You just keep taking the content. You just keep with the input. So that's a content zombie. So the idea here is to take in enough input to generate some output, right? So if you want to be if you're looking for an idea so I'm reading a lot about creativity these days. So if I want to write about innovation, say, then maybe I'll read a little bit about innovation, and then I'll read something that I think is innovative. So I might read how creativity forms in the brain. So I'll read some science, and then I'll read something creative. Like, one of my favorite books is Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafon. He invented this place called the Cemetery of Forgotten Books.
Okay.
And it's like this big old winding maze that only a few people know about, and first-time visitors are allowed to take one book from the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, and it is theirs to they are required to protect it. These books have been forgotten, so they keep a copy at the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, and it is the sworn duty of the person who takes the book out to protect the volume and make sure that book is not forgotten.
Awesome.
And the language in the book is beautiful. I read it in translation. My Spanish isn't that good. And so that's one of those books that I find very creative. So, I've got my brain going with the science of creativity, and then I got my brain going with something creative. It gets very easy to generate thoughts about creativity and ideas to write about. You see where I'm going with that?
I like that. Do you at what point do you start writing down ideas that come to you so that you can...
Whenever they start coming to me. I try to keep a notebook handy, and if I don't have a notebook handy, I've got my notes app on my phone.
Oh man, I tell you what, that phone thing is getting to be like really crazy. I can't. Luckily, my phone is passworded. People can't get to that stuff.
Yeah. See, I remember that I did that stuff, so I gotta, like every now and then I open my notes app, and there's something that I picked up from
stuff. I record conversations I can remember. Of course, the thing about that is you have to go back and listen to them, and that's more time over the same stuff. There is a question that I find very helpful from time to time.
What's that?
The question is, what if... That's it. What if? If you say what if and stop, your mind becomes flooded with, okay, what if what? So at least you got some ideas coming in.
Ooh, you want to play a game?
Do I want to play a game? I don't know.
Let's both go to google.com,
let's both go to google.com. All right. Should I do that on Firefox or
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, but you actually have to go to google.com. You can't just type in the address bar.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to do.
So we're going to type what if.
All right, hold on. Chrome's slow today. Okay, what
What comes up? Anything good?
Or just type in what if?
Yeah, just type what if in the search bar. What do you get for search suggestions?
A Netflix subscription. What if a TV series? What if Rotten Tomatoes Part 1? What if ending? What happens in season 1? I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're getting.
I just get.
You're just getting stuff.
Apparently, there's something called what if that.
So I got. What if you save a boy in a lake and he turns out to be a bad person?
Really?
And then I got the Joan Osborne song "What If God Was One of Us."
Oh, that was good.
And then what if we kissed meme?
What if I got? Well, maybe I should go to the next one. What if review?
How about if I click?
What if Renee Zellweger was what? Oh, I get a lot of. What if there's an innovation company called What If?
Oh, interesting.
What's going on with Renee Zellweger's knees? What if? I think perhaps that Google has a different read on your what if questions than mine. Oh, you know what? Maybe what I didn't do. Did you put a question mark after that?
I did not.
Well, I get the same thing if I do that. So, man, I'm going to have to borrow. Okay. What if I was Josh Shear? I had to try. You just made me do that, right?
I did not.
What do I get for that? Well, Josh Shear is helping to make a better world. Bearded brain. Josh Shear's been arrested? Now you're getting better stuff than me, Bubba. I don't know what's up with that. Does Josh Shear know Kelvin Ringgold? No. Well, let's not do that. But it was a good idea because everybody knows now that if they do it and it's not me, they'll get something different. So I guess we'll just that's just crazy stuff. But that's good. But what if works for me just in a conversation? And if you try this sometime, you go up to somebody and you're having a conversation and you just look at them and say, what if? And stop.
Would you suggest doing this to a stranger? Like just walking up to somebody in a parking lot?
No, because the what if that comes after that, the possibilities could cause them to hurt you.
Gotcha.
Or arrange to have you hurt. I wouldn't. Maybe after you've been talking to them for 20 minutes and you let them know that you're a neuroscientist and you're doing an experiment, it wouldn't be quite as bad. But if you just walk up to somebody in the parking lot and go what if? You're very likely to find out possibilities. It was scary that you came up with that. I am not going to read the stuff you're reading. Oh, but that was good. So that's good idea generation. It's a good idea generation. At least that's what I'm thinking. So you got any other incredible, awesome ideas? The other part of that is neuroscience, incidentally, because if you ask a question, it hijacks the brain.
So it makes your brain.
Whether or not it makes sense, the brain tries to answer it. So if you go, what if? the brain's going to try to fill that in for you. So you get a lot of crazy stuff. I've learned that. And I have friends who like neuroscience, and we play with each other all the time just to see the look on our faces. So, well, that was fun.
Yeah. Here's the other thing I like getting ideas from is I like taking something I see and relating it to something else entirely. And I think Ryan P. Lampe, who hopefully we're going to have on the podcast in not too long, does this very well. He's got a podcast called Surfing Lessons, and I'll give him a little shout out here. And what he does is surfing is a big part of his life. So what he does is he goes surfing and he tells a story about surfing, and then he relates it to real life. Like sometimes you're looking for a big wave, and if you don't get that big wave, what happens? Sometimes you get blindsided by something, and sometimes something doesn't go as planned. And how do you adjust to that on the surfboard, and then how do you do that in real life?
So if I steal that idea from my podcast and stuff, you won't mind, will you? Like, what if?
Not at all.
What if? It occurs to me that we could both have the same subjects on either of our podcasts, and it wouldn't be the same podcast.
It's true.
So who are you? I'm a twin of Josh Shears with a better tan and hair. I like that. That is a good, So I may have to go look up this gentleman and hear his stuff. That sounds like that's a great thing in life, to be able to take a situation in one phase of life and apply it to another. That's awesome. That's where innovation comes from.
For sure.
So thank you for that idea. I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah. I may have learned something from a conversation. I wasn't sure what we were going to say when we started. Of course, the reason that people keep listening to us, they don't understand that the reason our podcast started in the first place was because we kept asking these questions.
Yeah, well, and we always started with, we always started talking, and then just wherever it went.
Yeah. And luckily, we these days we try to have a plan. Well, some days better than others.
Well, we at least have a launching point, right?
Yeah. And then where it goes, it goes. So if you like this kind of random, whatever's going to come out of the head of Josh and Kelvin, or vice versa, keep tuning in, because you just really never know what we're going to say.
True story.
One big what if is what we are.
So thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Kelvin. kettleandfire.com. Use code BetterHumanhood at checkout for 10% off, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye. A Better Humanhood production.